So first of all, I just wanted to apologize for the video and the audio quality. I know it's not going to be ideal, but this is the only way that I could get it done. So you're just going to have to forgive me. Just for the record, I'm using a GoPro Hero 5 Black, and I'm using a Shure MV88 microphone. So today I want to talk about sound treatment kind of on the cheap. I did sound treat my studio, so I'm going to show some footage of that, as well as some audio samples of the before and the after. Now, the sound treatment that I'm going to propose to you, I had this exact sound treatment and it worked really well. However, I have since changed it a bit, mainly because, well, I'll get into that. So the first thing to keep in mind is if you have kind of a square or a rectangular room like most of us do, and you've got carpet, that's kind of the audience that I'm looking at to help get rid of echoes. And the way that you know an echo, or even worse, a reverberation, which is the sound that goes back and forth between usually two or more surfaces, you can clap your hands around your room and you can hear sort of a ringing at the end. And that doesn't sound very good when you have a microphone in the room. In fact, this video right now, the audio you're gonna hear might sound pretty reverberant because I don't have sound treatment in this little office. And the mic that I have is actually not that close to my mouth, and it's not a very directional mic, let's just say. So let me talk about some of the things you're gonna need. So you're gonna need some moving blankets, and they can be had pretty cheap. You're gonna need some pillows, and optionally you're gonna need some sound diffusion panels, which are kind of like 2 to 3 inch foam panels made specifically for it. They're not the cheapest, and they're kind of optional. They're really for the ceiling, or if you wanna not deaden your room as much, but give it a little bit of a more live sound to it, you can use those. You're gonna also need a few accessories like these things called T-pins, which are awesome for hanging all sorts of things, and you may need some finish nails, some thin nails in order to hang the moving blankets, and you may need some clamps. So if you have something to clamp the moving blankets to, that could be really helpful. So where the ceiling and the two walls come together, you want to jam those corners with pillows. However you can get them attached there, that's going to be super helpful. Those are going to be probably the most problematic areas. Use T-pins, use clamps, use little nails. Just be careful of your drywall. You would have to patch this if you take all this down. And of course, none of this stuff's gonna look really great. So if aesthetics are not important to you, this should work. If they are, you may wanna go sound panels all the way around. Next thing, the corners where two walls meet. So like a wall and another wall, I would recommend putting a moving blanket to kind of straddle that corner and go a little bit onto one wall and a little bit onto the other, and just below where the pillow would be. So you do that in the four corners, and then where you have two parallel surfaces, so a wall that you might be talking into and then the wall behind you, hang a moving blanket from each. You can double them up or you can try single ply, it's up to you. That's gonna keep sound from going back and forth this way. And the same thing on the left and the right. What I also recommend is an extra pillow or two on the wall that you're talking into. That could be really helpful in sort of just absorbing and deadening that sound before it even gets a chance to reverberate. Now right there, you could probably do an average size room with about 8 moving blankets and probably anywhere from 6 to 8 pillows. And I would say you're probably under $100 or right around there, depending on where you buy the items. I'll put Amazon links for everything. Now I decided to put sound diffusion panels because I needed sound diffusion in the back of me, but I wanted it to look good. And having a moving blanket in my videos, I just didn't want that. I wanted something that looked not as bad as moving blankets. So you may choose to do maybe just one wall. Now I bought a little more than I needed to, so I ended up doing the ceiling. I did little areas. I kind of went nuts, but you don't have to go nuts. It kind of just depends on your needs. But if looks are important to you, I would say you will need at least a few of the larger panels. And again, they can be had relatively cheap. I think I did this entire room with diffusion panels, with the parts that I need, the accessories, the moving blankets, the pillows, for about $200, $250. So, okay, so now you're wondering, well, okay, how does it sound? Okay, so I'm gonna play you a before and an after, and you tell me what you think of the difference. Now keep in mind, we're talking about $200, maybe $250 in the high end, and probably $100. By the way, you can even use towels if you've got a ton of like those bath or beach towels, you can use those. They work great. And believe me, when I first started, I used them. And the way I could tell if things were getting better is as I would hang them, I would do the clap test, and that ringing immediately went down or went away completely. So you can have someone even hold it up, and you can see, just get a bath towel, have someone hold it in the corner, try the clapping before and then after, and you'll notice the difference. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the Audio-Technica shotgun mic placed overhead about a foot to a foot and a half away from the mouth. Listen to it before we treated the room at all. By the way, there's no effects, no compression, no nothing. And then listen to the after the sound treatment, and you tell me what you think.
So we've had our Crew coffee sifter for about a week, right?
Yep.
We've had a chance to use it and put it through its paces, and I think it's time to make some coffee.
I think so. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna show you how this thing works.
All we're gonna get. We're not gonna go to 8K anytime soon. There's just really not much of a need for it.
But I wouldn't surprise me if we start seeing 6K and 8K cameras that are more consumer grade maybe the next 2 years, 3 years, which I would love 6K or 8K so that I could then. So I think it's pretty clear the sound treatment, not only did it work, not only was it really relatively inexpensive, it makes a big difference when someone's listening. That echo, in fact, the echo that you're probably hearing right now in this room, not a great thing. And sometimes you can't help it. Like today, I can't help it. I have to get this video out. I can't be in my studio to do it. But if you can help it and you can get your studio in shape, spend $100, $200, and I think you're gonna love the results. And your viewers are too. People listen in headphones, and when you listen in headphones or earbuds, you hear things like echoes and reverberations even more. So I hope that helps. Again, I apologize for the less than stellar video and audio quality, but it's the right tool for the job, and right now it's a choice of either getting a video out or having to wait, and I wanted to get it out. So hope that helps. Please like if you like it, dislike if you don't, that's cool. If you want to subscribe to more videos like this, that would be awesome. And if you click the Amazon links down below, it puts a few pennies in our pocket to kind of help us keep doing these videos and getting more gear and sharing it with you guys. So until next time, I'm Chris with 2-Bit Da Vinci, and we'll see you in the next one.